Hey, what's up, guys? RevDMQ here. Hope you're all doing all right. Hope you're all getting excited for the beta, which releases for early access tomorrow and then is an open beta on September 6th. I can't wait for it, and I'm really excited and want to do a quick video on the best settings to keep, the best settings to have for the open beta, for the beta when it comes out. These are what I believe are the best settings on a console. So I'm just going to run through this really quickly, how to optimize this before you actually jump into the beta, so that you can get the most out of the beta to give the best feedback to the developers. And I'm just going to let the music roll in the background. They've got this beautiful soundtrack that's going on in the background. So if you've got the beta, you can adjust all the settings, and there's some pretty cool stuff in here. So you go in here, you just go to the options. You can adjust the controls. That we're gonna look at all four of these options. Under the controls, I'm weird, I know. I invert the vertical look, not the vertical flight, and I always like it a bit more sensitive. So I'm gonna bump it up to 40. So where I'm gonna start it out. Zoom sensitivity, I'm going to keep that there. Toggle sprint, I believe, is better than holding. You don't have to think about any of that. Double tap is not really anything worthwhile to me. But the control schemes, I think the best soldier buttons are the alternate, legacy for the soldier sticks. If you're a veteran battlefielder, this is just going to feel right. The veteran for the ground vehicle, legacy, transport buttons. I think those are best default. Air, I think it kind of depends on the game. So you can keep. I'm going to do them veteran, just because I like that feeling a little bit better, firing with L1. And then the sticks, I'm going to go legacy as well. To me, I think their classic control scheme is better, and you're probably more familiar with that anyway. Then the advanced, there's not much that I think you need to do for the beta on this right now. This is pretty in-depth stuff. Some of you might want to adjust. This to me is cool. You might want to adjust the zoom sensitivity. Might want to see how that goes in game first before you adjust that. 10 times zoom. They're bringing back a much deeper zoom scope than what they had in Battlefield 1. So the controls are pretty straightforward, except for this right here. And this is why I saved this for last. The stick aiming acceleration. Choose the amount of acceleration when pushing the aiming stick all the way while not in zoom. Now, this is something that was introduced in Battlefield 1, and I recommend going all the way down to 0. Push this down to 0, and what that will do is it will give you the snap that you had in Battlefield 4, and it won't have the kind of guided pushed thing that you had in Battlefield 1. For veteran players, this is going to feel very familiar. This is going to feel more natural. So this is what I think is best for the controls. When you go over to the gameplay, show player HUD, yes, player created content. This is interesting. I think that this means there's some type of platoon or tagging. Maybe it'd be cool if you could put your platoon's tag or your clan tag on stuff. I'm thinking like Battlefield Hardline, when you could spray stuff. It'd be cool if you could etch your 722 logo into stuff. I'm keeping that on. I think that's best. Chat log, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't magnify any of that. Crosshair color. Now this is where it gets fun. I think a best crosshair color is going to be something kind of here in the deep purple, light deep purple. Kill log, yeah, I think you want that on. The filter is pretty cool. I just keep it on all. And the kill log weapon, I'm gonna put that on right now. I think the best thing to do would be icon and name. It might take up more space, but being a new game, we might not be as familiar with all the weapons, what they look like. We might not know who's killed what with what weapon just by the icon. So I'm going to do icon and name. which will help get me familiar with the icon for each weapon so that I can eliminate it later. These are all, yes, keep all that on. Hit indicator visibility, keep that on 100%. Hit color, white. Headshot color, and kill color. Now these are things that I think you'll want to adjust. This will help you determine where you are in your combat. Headshot color, I like to do it something like this green. The kill color, I like to keep that red, because to me red indicates that somebody's dead, and I want to know when they're dead, and I want to know when I've got that headshot. Damage based shape, yeah, keep that there. Armor hit indicator color, I'm actually going to change this. I like to have that information for everything. So my colors right now, the crosshair is this purple, and then the headshot is green, the kill is red, and the armor hit is blue. This will just help keep everything differentiated so that you have as much information as you can. Minimap size, I would keep that rated 100%. Show stationary weapons, I want to know as much information as possible, so I'm going to keep that at 100%. Here's the opacity, all these different levels, friendly soldier, enemy soldier, gadget icon. I'm keeping all of those at 100. Objective icon opacity, I'm going to bump that up because I want to see the objective a little bit more clear, so I'm going to put that at 45. Friendly soldier, enemy soldier, yes. I'm going to put the gadget up to 25 just so it's a little bit more visible to me. So those are the basic gameplay controls that I think really matter, and the colors are a big one in this. And then under advanced, soldier auto leaning, yes, auto peek over, auto deploy, that's really cool to me. That's exciting that there's an auto deploy feature for your parachute. I'm going to keep that on for now just because I've not had it before. Plane chase, camera roll, yeah. Aim assist, auto rotation, yes. Reload hint, I would turn that off. I don't really like the hint system overall. I generally reload well, but I'm going to keep the hint system on at the beginning because that will change how I play the game. Now the network performance graph is an interesting thing to keep on because if you're recording gameplay, if you're recording data, this could be very helpful for the developers. So I'm going to turn it on so that in my gameplay, when I give it to the developers, they know what's happening on an East Coast American server. Aim lead indicator, I will keep that on for now, but eventually I will turn that off. I don't like that indicator when it pops up in game, but for now I'm going to keep it on because I want to know what's the sensitivity when I'm close to the edge of a building or whatever. I want to know where it is in this game, and so the indicator for now I think is right to have on. So that's the gameplay. Then when it comes to audio, master volume, music volume, keep those at 100% right now. Music volume, you got to keep it at 100% right now because the soundtrack is just beautiful. Oh, it's stunning. And I don't know if you saw Westy's tweet, but this is all recorded live. It's wonderful. Output configuration, surround 5.1 if you got it. I would do auto based on your speakers. I'm not going to do large speakers. I'm going to do HD audio for headphones because I've got a nice pair of headphones. They're war tapes and small speakers. Just do what's best for you. I'm doing the 3D audio for headphones. Announcer voice, you can turn the announcer on or off. I'm going to do the default because I think that's nice. All of this is pretty straight on. I'm going to keep the subtitles on. I like to read that along as I can. So that's the audio, and then finally the video. I'm actually going to bump up the brightness just because I feel like I get a little bit more data when I bump that up a little bit. Now the field of view is an interesting thing for you to adjust. This kind of depends on your monitor and kind of your proximity to your monitor. This is setting the horizontal field of view by degrees. You can drop it from 64 and you can go way up into the hundreds. And what this does is it changes the depth of field for your player to see how much information you've got. And I might bump mine up just to 75 to get a little bit more data because I've got a nice monitor that's got a really high refresh rate. I've got a really nice monitor. And so that allows me to kind of pull it back a little bit to get a little bit more data, to get a little bit more field of view and see the enemies. And I don't believe, this is where I've had it in Battlefield 1, I don't believe that this will change how I'm interacting with the game that much. This will just be to my advantage. Now the vehicle third-person field of view is an interesting thing that you could adjust as well. This can adjust target acquisition a little bit. I'm going to bump this up to 80. We'll see how it goes. Maybe 85 once the game starts. But this allows you to get more periphery on your vehicle when you're zoomed out, when you're in the third-person view. If you're at the standard level, you might not be able to see enemies trying to creep up on you from the sides of your vehicle. So pulling this out gives you greater depth of field, gives you greater visibility on your periphery, but it might make it slightly more difficult to get those crisp shots zeroed in on your enemy. But if you're not as concerned about that, if you're kind of more go for the splash damage or the spray and pray from the vehicles, then I think that's the best way to do it for the third person. First person field of view in a vehicle, that's a different beast altogether. Now aim down sight field of view, you can adjust this. I'm gonna leave it as is for now. Then you can adjust the motion blur, the amount of motion blur. I'm gonna turn this down. I don't want as much motion blur, and I'm just gonna drop it down to 40. I don't want to see as much of that. This controls the weapon DOF. Depth of field controls if the first person zoomed weapons will be blurred or not. Now I think this is pretty cool. To me, this adds a layer of realism to the game. You could turn it off if you just want kind of the crisp weapon the whole time. I'm gonna keep it on when you're zoomed in. I think it's cool if there's blur, there's kind of a focus. When you're moving, that's pretty cool. Chromatic aberration, some people swear by turning this off. They swear by it. I'm going to keep it on for now. I'm going to keep the film grain on for now because I want the cinematic effects. Custom color settings, I'm not going to do anything with that. Lens distortion and vignette, these are all kind of immersive things in the game that if you're going for a try hard, you can turn all these off. And you might feel like your gameplay will jump up a little bit. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference for me, and I'm not really a tryhard. And for the beta, I want that immersive feeling right away. I want to feel, so I might turn them off later, but when it's jumping out, when it's first releasing, I want to feel like I'm in it. So I'm keeping all these on so I can really get the depth of the game that DICE has developed. So these are the settings that I think are going to be best for you as you jump into the gameplay. This is what I think, and I think you might change things a little bit. But I think adjusting your settings to a setting like this or something similar to it will really help you jump into the game quickly. It will really help you feel like you're immersed into the gameplay. Will help you in your overall playing of the Battlefield 5 beta. So this is what I think. Drop me some comments below. Are there things that you would adjust a little bit maybe? Would you tweak some things, or do you just completely disagree with me? Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the proper, optimal Battlefield settings for controls, gameplay, audio, and video. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have a lot of Battlefield 5 content coming out. I can't wait. And also, I'm going to be streaming the beta a lot. I'm gonna have some post-production videos. I'm gonna create some content, but I'm also gonna stream it on my Twitch channel. I'm changing my stream with Battlefield 5 from YouTube to Twitch. So there's a link below. Click over to my Twitch channel. Subscribe on Twitch if you want some early access to preview the content for Battlefield 5. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching this video. I will catch you later. Grace and peace.